Have you lost plenty of new potential businesses and doesn't really understand why? And have you been in a great flow of selling a lot and then the next month your pipe is empty and you almost doesn't sell anything? Or have you been working in sales for 3 to 5 years but doesn't really know why you can't take yourself to the next level? Welcome to Steady Improvement, the place where you level up your sales skills and achieve your sales goals. In today's episode, we are going to help you avoid 5 mistakes we have made in sales so you can achieve your sales goals faster. Let's dive into it. The first mistake, we call it for the roller coaster of sales. This has a lot to do with when you're in a good flow of having a lot of deals coming in and you're also closing a lot of deals. We forget to get on new client meetings that is necessary for having a good next 3 months also. How this happens is that you're focusing on the deals that are coming in, which comes from the clients you already have met, and you also focus a lot of your time on closing current deals, but forget to go on new meetings that is necessary to have a full pipe of deals in the future. And this is how the name roller coaster of sales comes in. You start on a low. When you are on a low, you are doing everything you can to meet new clients and get new potential deals on board. And what happens after a while is that new deals are coming in. What happens next is that you are now shifting your focus from bringing in new deals to closing the current ones that you have now on the table. When you start to close a lot of deals that you have on the table, you are now starting to surf the wave that you have built. Now you are on a high altitude of the roller coaster. The key here is that you start on a low and after a while starting to get higher up. You want to avoid getting down again and you want to stay high up and surf the wave. And the key to doing so is to meanwhile you're closing a lot of deals that you have on the table, you also have to be aggressive in managing your time so that you're going on a lot of new client meetings also. The perfect combo is that you're still doing everything you can to meet new clients and are closing a lot of deals that you now have created. Meeting with new people and potential clients is your foundation to surf the wave, and if you stop doing that, you will eventually fall off the wave and get squashed back to land. So, our best tip to avoid this mistake is to keep on giving it your all to still meet new clients, although you have a lot to do with current deals. On to the next mistake, and that is mistake number 2, which is being comfortable. The next mistake we have been doing is not to do the things we know that we should do. A lot of us in sales know what we should do in order to sell more. At least we have a feeling of what others at our workplace do that are the best. So if we know what we should do in order to get where we want to be, why don't we do it? There are a lot of answers to this question, but for us it has a lot to do with the fact that it's easy to get comfortable in sales when you're doing slightly above what is considered as okay if you look at the numbers. There is nothing wrong with being comfortable. The problem here is that when we have a clear vision of where we want to be, we can't stop until we have reached that level. The best way we tackle this is to say to ourselves, have I given my absolute all to get where I want to be? And in 10 years, would I have been regretting that I didn't give it my absolute best to get where I really want to be? That gets us back on the horse, and regret is a powerful tool to use to get some perspective. Next on to mistake number 3, and it has a lot to do with when you don't understand the customer's needs. This is something that happens a lot and we tend to take things for granted because this is the way it always has been done. The trick here is to really ask a lot of questions. Some people in sales are the persons who drives the car and the customers must jump right in the backseat and just follow along. Sometimes it has helped us to let the customer being in the driver's seat and give them the opportunity to take us where they want to go. Give them a feeling that they are in control and ask a lot of questions. Sometimes during our client meetings, it has helped us to use phrases such as, have I understand you correctly regarding X, Y, and Z? Or are you following along? Or shall I explain this one more time? Mistake number 4 is a really easy one, but I would say it's very underestimated. And that is being late. We haven't got any problems with this ones ourselves, but we have a dear friend of ours that is constantly being late for their client meetings, and we think that this has a lot to do with the personality and habits. One trick that we recommended to our friend to try was to think, every time I am coming late to a meeting, I have automatically lost that piece of business. The first thought our friend had was, I can't afford to lose every client meeting I'm going on, so I better get on time. Now our friend gets in time and rarely are late for meetings anymore. Most people today are quite forgiving regarding times and if you're late, but the success we want lies in the details, and therefore we rather start our meeting on top than starting with a steep hill to climb and make it harder for ourselves to land that piece of business we want rather than making it easier for ourselves. And the last one, and number 5, is thinking only of the short term. This is a big one that we struggled with when we were new to sales and extremely ambitious of where we wanted to go, and we wanted to get there fast. The trick to getting ourselves out of the loop of looking too much in the short term is to extend the time horizon and start to look for the long term. We had to rephrase our current goal from making 3 million in sales the next year to making 20 million in sales the next coming 5 years. The reason why this is so important and why it works is that the longer you can extend your time horizon, the more you can set a plan properly that will lead to you being the person that will win in the long run. You will make time your friend rather than your enemy. And one other benefit of having a more long-term view of things is that you will avoid burning out, which often happens to people who have a too short-sighted view. Those might sprint past you and are leading the race against you for the first 500 meters, but then they realize that sales is not a 500-meter race, it's a 10K race. It's when the short-term people hit the 2K mark, you run them past and soon they can't even see you. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Steady Improvement. Many of you are spreading the word to your friends, family, and colleagues about our podcast, and it would mean the world to us if you also would like to be one of them. Rate, review, and share. We hope that we have helped you in your journey of leveling up your sales skills. Until next time, peace.